So I think I'm going to clear the elephant in the room. Yes, I have a cane again. Yes, I got another surgery. I'm doing better now. So that'll save me about 12 more conversations after this is done. But my name is Daniel Sandy. I have not gone through the team program like Alicia has, but I'm extremely blessed to be here and just to be a part of it. Like through divine intervention, I feel like I was called to this group. I've been attending the center for just over a year. I came September of last year, and when I stepped into this space, I was going every Sunday. I was really embracing the messages. I was taking everything in. And beginning of November last year, Alicia and the teens came up on stage and shared their experiences from one of the overnighters that they had. And I don't remember anything in between other than sitting and watching these teens come up on stage and just being awestruck by the messages that they were delivering. And then the next thing I know, I'm at the back meeting all of them and saying, yeah, I'll be an advisor. And I was like, okay. And so I really kind of just stepped right into that, and it just happened, and I've loved every minute of it. So when I was talking with Alicia about really what we wanted to deliver as far as the message today, you heard them talk about empowerment through self-discovery and what they've learned and what they've stepped into, and I was like, how cool would it be if I was to get up here and share with them how they have empowered me and they have allowed me to discover more about myself through teaching them and through being with them. So that's really what I'm going to give to you guys here. So the biggest thing that I need to clear out of the air is it's becoming more real to me that this isn't easy. Showing up as an advisor and working with teens, like it's really not, because it creates triggers in my own life that sometimes I haven't been ready to embrace. And it's not only that, like sure, I have to rewalk some of the things that I've done, but I don't always have the answer for them. And that's difficult. Like how do you have these teens coming up to you and confiding in you, and you don't have the answer to provide for them? So that's why I'm really happy to have Alicia here, and she's been an absolute blessing upon my life, because I really feel like we are yin yang, because we've walked two different lives. And so when I don't have the answer, I literally just put her in the spotlight, and then she takes it. And then when she doesn't have it, she kind of steps back and throws me in there, and it all works out, and it goes full circle. So it's really beautiful like that. So when I reflected on really how this has happened, when I first came here, I wanted to step into that big brother role. And I got friend zoned real fast. And so I kind of came in here and was trying to be the big brother, and they kind of put me in that, no, let's get to know you first. And I had to kind of get to know them and become friends with them first. And then I could start advising them and really kind of reflecting my past and start to educate them like that. Every once in a while, I try my hand at the dad card. It doesn't work too well always, but I get to kind of play three roles, the big brother, the friend, the dad, to kind of be like, no, you can't do that. Like let's face you in this direction. And so when we kind of call ourselves or get called mom and dad, and to you guys that might sound weird, but go to summer camp and I promise you'll change your mind about that. So these kids have multiple moms and dads, in my opinion now. So a good friend and mentor of mine told me this really powerful message, and I really hope that you get it. But she said that we get put into positions to teach what we need to learn. Have you ever heard that? Right? Would you believe that if I said that again? We get put into positions to teach what we need to learn. So if somebody ever comes up to you and is looking for support, or is looking for really a solution to a problem that they're having, and you may not realize it, but you have the textbook definition answer right at the top of your tongue, and you inspire them and you share that with them, and they're like, wow, that's amazing, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and they make a change in their life. You don't even know it yet, but you struggle with the exact same issue that they just had, and you provided the answer not only for yourself, but for them. Right? So you had to say something, you had to teach something, you had to deliver something before you could become aware of how to implement it into your own life. Right? So that's the difference between knowledge and applied knowledge or awareness. Right? We know so much as individuals, but it's not until we're given a reason bigger than ourselves that we can fully embrace that lesson. Right? So that's what I feel like I've gotten, because when I look at these teens, I had to ask myself the question of, what was I guided to learn through teaching them, right? And I've got four points that really stuck out to me more than ever. And the first one, I have to get it out of the way right now, it's patience, okay? How does an impatient person like me go ahead and teach patience to a group of rowdy teens? It's not the easiest thing in the world, okay? Sometimes I lose my temper. And sometimes I just kind of want to like shake them and be like, no, 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 sit still, but that doesn't work out. So I've had to really embody and get to know patience for myself. Something that just came up in the last couple months was boundaries. We did multiple workshops, especially at the overnighter. You guys remember we talked about boundaries and really stepping into that. I had no idea that I have no boundaries, especially when it comes to saying yes and taking on things in my life. Like I'm always the yes, I'm here, yes, I'm here, yes, I'm here. And then like more often than not, I lose myself in really saying yes to all these opportunities and yes to everything else that I don't look after myself first. So you guys have all heard that metaphor of when the oxygen mask drop, make sure to put it on yourself first and look after yourself first before you help the person next to you. It's too true. And so working with them and showing them boundaries and teaching them boundaries that allowed me to step back and look at my life and say, okay, is saying yes to this and is bringing this into my life really serving me, or is it depleting me so that I can't serve others? Right? So I've been able to really learn and teach myself boundaries through teaching them, which has been huge. And obviously boundaries goes a mile long. There's so many different roads that you can take on that, and we've touched on many of them too, but saying no is a powerful thing. Something that I think is probably the most important part of this is, if you guys have known me over the last year, I'd like to think that I became more energetic and more of myself. I've been able to really bring that out. And I like to call it like that childlike spirit. And through working with and teaching them and like getting to see so 13 to 19 years old, that's kind of our age range, right? Some of these kids walk around like they're grown adults and they're stressing out about finances and school and like the latest meme on the internet or whatever it is, but they get so like bottled up and stressed out about these little things that they forget that they're still children, and they forget that they're still young and they need to like step into that. So you got to kind of grab them by the shoulders and be like, no, play, laugh, run, like do all this stuff. And when sometimes the only way to do that is to embrace that ourselves. So you get to see two different sides of me and Alicia when we're around these youth, because we get to bring out that childish self and we get to be with them and play with them and do all that. So that's a big thing, and it brings out a different character in me, and I get to kind of incorporate that into my life, and it just brings out more colors that I get to give to everybody that I come in contact with. And the last thing is something that you're all familiar with, being a part of the center and learning from Ernest Holmes and really embracing this teaching, and that's unconditional love. So the one thing that I know and that I tell them as often as I can is that I do love each and every single one of the teens. I really do. I love them like their family. I want the best for them. I want to serve them in every way that I can. And over the last year especially, I always knew that I had a big heart. I always knew that. But I didn't know how to like walk with that all the time. I didn't know how to walk with love and to talk with love and to like really embrace that all the time, because when you do that, it's like the light shines on you at all times. When you operate through unconditional love, everything is just so pure and so perfect, and there is no wrong. There is only right actions that serve you and serve the people around you. So I hope I don't sound too creepy when I tell you guys that I love you. Okay, I try to monitor it, but I do. So make sure that you embrace that. So that's huge. So the one thing that I really wanted to highlight is that like when you walk more with love and when you work and operate through love, everything becomes so much more pure. Because everybody does deserve love, no matter how you show up, no matter how they show up. They deserve to be loved. You deserve to be loved. So I asked myself the tough question before getting up here, and that was, who really are the teachers? Is it myself and Alicia, or is it the youth? And hands down, I have to say that it's these guys, because we truly get to rework through our childlike self, and we get to rework through our youth to become better as individuals. And you guys allow us to do that. And I said it in first service, I'm going to say it again. You guys are coming to my house for the party tonight, but you guys get to see that you are up on my wall. You are my why. You are the reason why I try to serve myself better and to become a better person, because I want to become better and do better to serve them. So when you get to operate through that, and when I get to really help to shine my light on them and they do it back and forth, it's the most pure and amazing thing possible. So serving you guys has been the best thing that I've ever stepped into, being a part of this. And Mahatma Gandhi says it perfectly, that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Because when I came here, I truly was lost. I really was. And I found a brighter light than I could have ever hoped for. And that's because of these guys. So thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for being a part of this and listening to them talk and to us share. And keep on coming back, and we'll keep on loving you. So have a great morning. Thank you. I get to do the prayer now too. Okay, so before the band comes on, I'd just like to end with a closing prayer. And for a guy that only made it halfway through Foundations course, I think I did a pretty good job the first time. So if you could just settle in with me, settle into this beautiful energy, ground yourself, whatever that means to you, whether it's placing your feet on the ground or your hands in your lap. Just take a deep breath in, knowing that we are all connected. We are all so perfectly intertwined with the one love, the one universal mind, this one connected, divine spirit that courses in, through, and around each and every single one of us. And because I know that we are all perfectly embodied by this, I know that unconditional love, I know that guidance, I know that perfect unfolding, I know that abundance, I know that everything that we ask shall be received. As Alicia perfectly said, the universe can only say yes. So when we put out these things that we need, and when we really embrace the things that we are just trying to discover, we keep on stepping into it and aligning with that compass that we have so naturally built into our beings, and aligning with that gut instinct. As long as we keep on walking in the direction that it's meant to go, things will perfectly fall into our lap. So I embrace this fully, and I'm so happy that I get to understand this. And what I know for certain today is that everything said is already in action, and everything is divinely happening for our best self. So great gratitude and appreciation. I release this into the world and invite you to stay with me. And so it is.